CBS The Bold and the Beautiful exclusive. Quinn's shocking return explodes the Logan dynasty, murder, money, and one USB that changes everything. The night was supposed to be elegant. Just another serene family dinner at the Forrester estate. Laughter clinking against champagne glasses. Conversations flowing with just the right amount of tension between past lovers and future mistakes. Eric Forrester sat at the head of the table, his ever-graceful wife Donna Logan glowing beside him. Brooke Logan and Katie Logan exchanged smiles over wine, the Logan sisters riding high after years of strategic maneuvering, quiet domination, and a string of personal victories in the Forresters' inner circle. The Logan name was safe, or so they thought. Until the door opened. Until Quinn Fuller walked back in. Not quietly. Not cautiously. Not politely. She didn't knock. She didn't text. She didn't wait for an invitation. She walked in through the grand entryway of the Forrester mansion like she had never left, like she still owned every inch of it. Heads turned. Forks paused. Glasses froze midair. The room chilled. And then she spoke. "I know what you did, Donna. And I have the scar to prove it." Gasps followed. Donna's smile collapsed instantly, her fork slipping from her fingers with a sharp clink. Brooke stood up, voice ready to explode. Eric narrowed his eyes, his heartbeat thudding harder than it had in weeks. But Quinn didn't wait for the theatrics. She simply walked to the table, rolled up her sleeve, and revealed a long, jagged scar, healed, but unmistakably real. "This," she said coldly, "was meant to kill me." The room fell silent. Even Ridge, who had just entered with a glass of brandy, stopped mid-step. Quinn pulled out a small USB drive and placed it delicately next to the centerpiece of roses. "I brought a gift," she said, with no trace of irony. "I think you all deserve the truth. Especially you, Eric." Donna's face had already drained of color. Katie's hand shot to her mouth. Brooke muttered something under her breath. Eric looked at the USB as if it might explode. No one moved. "Go ahead," Quinn said, tone like ice. "Play it. Or I will." Eric, trembling, tucked the USB and walked to the sideboard where his tablet was charging. With shaking fingers, he inserted the drive. The screen lit up. What followed shattered the room. Bank transactions, wire transfers meticulously time-stamped and traced. Thousands upon thousands of dollars funneled over 6 months to a shell corporation registered in the Caymans. And from that shell company, payments to a private security firm linked directly to Donna's former assistant. The one she claimed she let go quietly. The one no one ever asked about again. Then came the emails, screenshots, metadata, a digital paper trail. But it didn't stop there. Quinn, arms crossed, looked right at Donna as the next file opened. A scanned, printed letter, written anonymously, delivered to a post office box shortly after the accident that nearly killed her. The letter read like a threat, but also like a warning. "Stay gone, or the next time the lake won't spit you back out. The Forrester name belongs to its rightful lady now, Mrs. Logan." Eric's jaw tightened. Brooke stood up, voice trembling. "Anyone could have written that to anyone. That proves nothing. Keep watching," Quinn snapped. The final file was an audio recording. The sound of a phone call, clearly recorded. A distorted voice, low and grainy, delivering instructions. She gets on the trail between 7:30 and 7:45. You make it look like an accident. No mistakes. No connections. And when it's done, I want nothing traced back. Remember who's paying you. Mrs. Logan. The room erupted. Play it again, Katie shouted. Don't you dare. Donna screamed, turning to Eric. This is a setup. She's lying, am I? Quinn whispered. Brooke lunged for the USB, but Eric snatched it first. Stop, he said, voice stronger than it had been in months. Nobody moves. He looked at Donna, the woman he had married, the woman he had trusted again, the woman he had defended against the world. Tell me, he said. Tell me it's not true. Donna's lips trembled, but no words came. Brooke jumped in. It could have been anyone. That voice could have been altered. It could have been someone trying to frame her, frame us. This is Quinn's game. She's manipulating you. But Quinn wasn't done. She turned to Brooke, her eyes like fire. You think I'd risk everything to play games? I almost died. I was in a coma. I woke up in a hospital 3 states away with no ID, no memory, and this scar. You think I wouldn't dig? You think I wouldn't find the truth? Katie's voice broke through, fragile but furious. If this is true, it means everything we've built is a lie. That Donna, no. Donna snapped. I didn't order anything. Quinn stepped forward. But did you know? Donna looked at Eric. Her eyes filled with tears. But she said nothing, and that silence said everything. The Logan legacy, so carefully guarded, began to fracture in real time. Eric took a step back. I brought you into this house. I chose you. And you did this? Quinn turned to leave but paused at the door. This was just the beginning. There's more. That drive was a sample. I have the originals. I have the names. And I'm not finished. Eric whispered her name, but she didn't turn back. She left the house like a storm retreating over the horizon, leaving destruction in her wake. Back inside, the damage had already taken root. Donna collapsed into a chair, sobbing. Katie stared into space. Brooke picked up her phone, already calculating the damage control. And Eric stared at the scar on Quinn's arm etched into his memory. The USB drive still gripped in his hand. The words Mrs. Logan echoing like thunder. The question that now haunts everyone in that house. Was it really Donna behind the attack? Or was it someone else using her name, someone with access, with motive, with just enough malice to pull it off without a trace? Someone still inside the circle. Because if it wasn't Donna, then who? And if Quinn is truly back to stay, then one thing is certain: the war for the Forrester Empire is just beginning. Stay tuned. The truth is coming. And this time, it's bringing blood. CBS: The Bold and the Beautiful Spoilers, courtroom chaos, murder allegations, and a shocking divorce war as Quinn targets Donna in explosive legal battle over Eric. What started as a quiet, scandalous return has now detonated into a full-scale war. Quinn Fuller is no longer just back. She's taking the gloves off, and her target is clear. Donna Logan, current wife of Eric Forrester, and the woman Quinn now accuses of deception, fraud, and endangerment. The past weeks have seen bombshell after bombshell. But this is the moment everything turns. In a stunning legal twist, Quinn has filed an emergency motion with the court requesting a declaration of nullity for Donna and Eric's marriage. The basis: material misrepresentation and willful concealment that, according to Quinn's legal team, directly endangered her life and invalidated the legitimacy of the marriage. The allegation that Donna orchestrated or, at the very least, knowingly benefited from a plot to eliminate Quinn permanently. Eric Forrester, patriarch of the fashion empire and man caught in the eye of the storm, has remained largely silent. But that silence may cost him everything, because with Quinn now lawyering up with Carter Walton, yes, that Carter, the man who once loved her, lost her, and is now backing her legal vengeance, the stakes have just reached catastrophic levels. Donna, for her part, is not backing down. She has retained Justin Barber, a ruthless legal mind with no patience for sentimentality and a reputation for destroying opponents in deposition chairs. It's a courtroom pairing no one saw coming, Carter versus Justin, and the fallout could decimate not just relationships, but the Forrester brand itself. Because now the court has ordered the unthinkable. After Quinn's motion and the preliminary presentation of evidence including an alarming series of bank records, surveillance footage, and metadata tied to offshore transactions, the judge didn't issue a denial. Instead, he dropped a bombshell, a temporary bifurcation of marital status, meaning Donna and Eric's marriage will be put on legal hold, with a partial freeze of Eric's personal and Forrester Creations linked assets until the investigation concludes. The courtroom went silent. Donna turned pale. Eric stared straight ahead, hands trembling. And Quinn, she stood still, her chin lifted high, her posture the picture of icy vengeance finally catching fire. What tipped the scale? A major break in the parallel criminal investigation. Unknown felon Luca Moreno, with ties to West Coast organized crime, was arrested on unrelated charges and under pressure. Confessed to accepting a retainer to shadow a woman matching Quinn's description several months ago. He didn't name his client outright. But then came the calendar of call logs, showing repeated contact with a burner number during a 72-hour period leading up to the attempted attack on Quinn. But here's where it gets nuclear. That call log overlaps with a timeline where Donna was allegedly out of town, gone for just a few hours, off the grid. No phone activity. But her family insists she wasn't missing. Katie swears Donna was with her that entire afternoon. A cast-iron alibi except for one fatal flaw. It's 30 minutes off. According to court-subpoenaed GPS and timestamp data from Katie's vehicle and home assistant devices, Donna arrived at Katie's house 30 minutes after the first call between Moreno and his contact. 30 minutes of missing time that no one can explain. And when asked to testify, Katie flinched. Not because she was lying, but because she's afraid. She knows something is wrong. Then came the footage. Surveillance video from a private parking garage in West Hollywood, barely a mile from the location where Quinn was attacked and nearly drowned, captured a black SUV registered to Eric Forrester, the same car Donna uses regularly. It's seen idling, headlights off, moments before the time Moreno claims to have spotted his mark. But here's the twist. The driver's face is obscured by a wide-brimmed hat and dark glasses. No facial recognition, no clear angle, just a silhouette. But the outline, the posture, The gestures, they scream familiarity. Quinn believes it's Donna. Carter believes it too. And now, so does the court. Justin fired back, arguing the footage is circumstantial, the call log speculative, the financial records intentionally misleading. He accused Quinn of staging a personal vendetta and using Carter's conflicted history to poison the courtroom. But even he couldn't explain the car, the missing time, the offshore transfers, or the anonymous letter dropped at Quinn's hospital post months earlier signed only as Mrs. Logan. In a rare on-the-record statement, the presiding judge stated, "Given the volume and nature of the evidence presented, the court must preserve both public trust and individual safety until facts are determined. The marriage between Donna Logan and Eric Forrester is hereby placed under temporary review. A partial freeze on assets and a mandatory disclosure of Forrester Creations' executive financial history will be enforced." The moment the ruling was read, Donna visibly panicked. Eric reached for her hand, but she pulled away. Her face, always so composed, twitched with rage and fear. Brooke and Katie stood in stunned silence. Meanwhile, Quinn walked out of that courtroom as if she never left Los Angeles at all. She didn't gloat. She didn't smirk. But her message was clear. This is far from over. This was only step one. And now, the clock is ticking. The Forrester board is rattled. Investors are whispering. A legal freeze on Eric's personal funds affects design budgets, supply chain contracts, and future project approvals. The ripple is spreading fast. Ridge is being dragged into emergency meetings. Steffi is demanding answers. Thomas is already questioning how long the Logans have manipulated their way into control of the Forrester brand. And Eric, he's collapsing under the weight of betrayal. If Donna is guilty, if even part of this is true, then he's been sleeping beside the woman who tried to bury his former wife. And if Donna isn't guilty, then someone inside the family circle wants Quinn gone so badly, they're willing to wear Donna's face to do it. Now, forensic analysts are being brought in to trace the voice on the audio files from the infamous USB. Experts are dissecting the distorted speech in hopes of confirming or eliminating Donna as the speaker. But the phrasing, the cadence, the way Mrs. Logan is uttered, it's too personal to ignore. At the same time, Quinn has requested a full reopening of her attempted murder case, using the civil motion as leverage to access restricted police files. And if her legal team finds even one more thread connecting Donna or anyone in the Logan inner circle to that night, then the consequences will be more than just financial. They'll be criminal. So where does this leave Donna? With the marriage in question, a sister doubting her, a former rival in control of the narrative, and the entire fashion empire watching her unravel, Donna is no longer the charming, honey voice beauty of the Logan brand. She's a woman on the verge of losing everything: her name, her marriage, and maybe even her freedom. And where does it leave Quinn? Right where she wants to be. Back. In power. In control. And with every reason to push further. Because now, it's not just about revenge. It's about vindication. It's about truth. And it's about destroying the illusion that the Logans aren't touchable. Stay tuned. Because what happens next may finally answer the question, who is the real Mrs. Logan and what is she capable of when cornered? One scar, one drive, one empire on the edge. This is the bold and the beautiful, and this is war. CBS The Bold and the Beautiful. The night Forrester collapsed. Quinn's shocking runway reveal. Donna's public breakdown. And Eric's whisper that changed everything. The Forrester name has survived scandal. It has endured affairs, betrayals, hostile takeovers, and endless cycles of seduction and sabotage. But it has never faced a night like this. What was meant to be a moment of redemption became a night of exposure. A carefully orchestrated showcase meant to salvage the battered image of Forrester Creations spiraled into a spectacle of humiliation, deceit, and betrayal, broadcast live, shared instantly, and dissected mercilessly in real time by the world. And at the center of it all stood Quinn Fuller, vengeful, radiant, and absolutely unrelenting. Ridge Forrester and Steffi Forrester had worked tirelessly to organize this event. It wasn't just a fashion show, it was a strategic maneuver. A PR play designed to restore faith in the Forrester brand amid the growing legal chaos surrounding Eric's frozen assets and Donna Logan's embattled reputation. The venue was immaculate, the lighting perfect, the models flawless. The press was out in full force, Spencer Publications, Eye on Fashion, and even international outlets lining the front rows. The runway gleamed like a promise. Forrester would survive. Forrester would rise. Then came the final walk. And Quinn Fuller. She wasn't on the program. She wasn't on the guest list. But suddenly, as the last design was applauded and the lights dimmed for the designer's bow, Quinn stepped out. Not from backstage, but from the center aisle, walking like she belonged there because once she did. The audience turned. Flashes erupted. Steffi's eyes went wide. Ridge stepped forward from the curtain, confused. And then the screens behind the runway flickered. The footage began. No one knew what it was at first. The lighting changed. The video crackled. Then came the voice. A woman. Measured. Cold. Unmistakably powerful. You'll get the rest when she disappears. No witnesses. You understand me. This never touches the family. This never touches Eric. We're clear. Good. Do it. The voice ended. A pause. Then the recording repeated, this time with enhanced clarity. This never touches Eric, Mrs. Logan. Gasps rose. Cameras pivoted from the screen to the stunned faces in the front row. Brooke, Katie, and Donna, standing beside Eric, visibly shaking. The screen shifted again, now showing Quinn herself, in a pre-recorded video, looking straight into the camera. You tried to silence me. You tried to erase me. But I don't disappear. I fight back. And tonight the world hears everything. The room exploded in chaos. Brooke jumped to her feet, shouting for the footage to be stopped. Ridge rushed to the control booth. Steffi tried to manage the crowd. But the media was already transmitting. Spencer Publications' livestream was still rolling, and their reporters were eating up every second. Phones lit up. Hashtags surged. And at the center of it all, Donna Logan collapsed. Right there in front of the press, in front of her husband, in front of the flashing lights and silent judgment of the entire industry, Donna's knees buckled, and she fainted. Eric caught her before she hit the floor. Gasps turned to shouts. Medics were called. Brooke tried to shield her sister. Katie stood frozen. Security scrambled. But Quinn didn't flinch. She stood at the edge of the runway, one hand on her hip, Her expression, not triumphant, not smug, but satisfied. This was never about theatrics. This was always about proof, about truth, and Quinn had delivered it with surgical precision. As the show unraveled, Eric helped Donna backstage with Ridge by his side. Cameras followed. Whispers turned to murmurs. Some said Donna's collapse was guilt. Some said it was shame. Others speculated she knew what Quinn had and feared what might come next. But then, in the quiet of the backstage hallway, as chaos still echoed outside, Eric leaned close to Ridge. What he said was a whisper, just a breath between father and son. But the camera nearby, one of the many filming behind-the-scenes content for the official event docuseries, caught it. And now, lip readers and insiders alike are dissecting it frame by frame. B&B cha bao gay Kwon Quinn. I never forgot Quinn. Not I never forgave her. Not I never trusted her, but never forgot. And with that one sentence, everything shifted. Because Eric's heart, long assumed to be locked behind loyalty to Donna, may still be tethered to the woman who just exposed her. The fallout will be immediate. The Logan sisters will close ranks. Ridge will demand answers. Steffi will worry about the board, the stockholders, the press. Carter, once Quinn's greatest ally and deepest regret, will have to decide whether to protect her or distance himself before he's implicated further. And Eric Forrester is now a man between two legacies, one forged with history, silk, and scandal, the other wrapped in honey, comfort, and familiarity. But now that the illusion has shattered and the truth is out, he will have to choose not just who to believe, but who to stand beside. Because Quinn didn't just return to clear her name. She returned to reclaim her place. And Donna, if she survives this emotionally, legally, and socially, she will never be the same again. The entire Logan empire has been cracked open. And this time, the wound may not heal. The recording, the footage, the collapse, the whisper, it's not the end. It's the start of a new war. One where truth is a weapon, love is leveraged, and the runway is no longer just for fashion, it's a battlefield. Stay tuned. The cameras are still rolling.